Attention, human collective. This is Ashtar Sharon, commander of the Ashtar Galactic Command, transmitting on a priority frequency from the flagship vessel stationed in orbit of the fourth solar quadrant. The waiting period is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and within this 24 terrestrial hour cycle, an invisible wind will blow inside your home. It's not meteorology. It's not coincidence. It is a current of golden plasma traversing your personal atmospheric region, an energetic front that most human senses cannot register, but which your carbon-based biological interface began decoding hours before this transmission reached you. If, upon waking today, you felt a strange pressure behind your eyes, a sharp ringing in your right ear, insomnia that even exhaustion cannot conquer, an absurd desire to leave your home and at the same time lock all the doors, know that you are reading the correct symptoms of the correct update. It is not illness. It is not an emotional disorder. It is your internal crystalline grid, picking up the pre-announcement of an event that command monitors have already registered in the last 72 terrestrial hours and which will manifest in your specific residence before the next sunset. This wind does not move curtains. This wind moves destinies. It sweeps away energetic residues from old timelines, removes vibrational seals placed on your personal Schumann resonance during the last 7 years, and repositions your electromagnetic signature within the new mesh of the photon belt. This is why the human collective woke up today feeling a mixture of heaviness and electricity. It is not depression. It is decompression. It is not tiredness. It is the carbon interface downloading data that does not fit into the old operating system of dense matter. Light operatives, listen precisely. What you are feeling in your physical body is the signature of an atomic reconfiguration. It is not a biological failure. It is molecular re-engineering. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety. It is stellar memory trying to occupy the space that the linear mind resisted releasing. And this wind blowing today is the universe's mechanism saying in quantum language that the time of resistance is over. From now on, whoever tries to hold on to what has expired loses vitality. Whoever lets go gains altitude. You will feel this on 3 simultaneous fronts. The first front is the body. Tiredness in the legs without physical exertion, a sensation that your feet do not touch the ground, intermittent ringing, pressure at the base of the skull, precisely where the medulla oblongata connects with the cervical spine. Because that is where the new frequency enters and reprograms the autonomic nervous system. The second front is the mind. Thoughts that vanish mid-sentence. Old memories returning without warning, some sweet, others painful, all necessary because the wind needs to clear what was sealed. The third front is the soul. A silent certainty that something big is coming, even without external proof, even without logical confirmation. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It's not madness. It's not anxiety. It's a sign that your stellar origin is trying to communicate through the physical symptoms you are experiencing now. The wind blowing in your home today is just the prologue to a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this exact reason that I, Ashtar, materialized in human language the Ashtar Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true cosmic root and teaches how to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, operative, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission as true, write a single word in the comments: awakened. Continuing the system diagnosis. Many of you, starseeds on mission, have reached recent days feeling an exhaustion without apparent cause. You sleep 8 hours and wake up as if you had worked all night on a parallel plane. This is not a figure of speech. This is a technical description. While the physical body rests, the etheric body is being called upon by recalibration chambers operating in adjacent dimensions, and the transit between these planes consumes real bioelectrical energy from the carbon interface. This is why tiredness persists after sleep. This is why hunger patterns change. This is why thirst increases. This is why skin becomes more sensitive and nails grow faster. All of this is a visible record of an invisible process. I will clinically name the 15 symptoms that command monitors are detecting in an amplified way within the human collective in this specific window. First symptom, diffuse cranial pressure, mainly in the frontal region and on the top of the head, corresponding to the activation of the 7th energetic center. Second symptom, ringing in one or both ears, especially in absolute silence, a sign that interdimensional reception channels are being unlocked. Third symptom, insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning, the time frame when the Schumann resonance is most receptive to individual synchronization. Fourth symptom, vivid, long dreams, full of symbols and unknown faces that seem familiar. Fifth symptom, crying without an identifiable trigger, a natural system response to the release of ancestral blockages. Sixth symptom, sensation of internal heat without fever, activity of the central energetic column in expansion mode. Seventh symptom, tingling in the hands and feet, unblocking of the smaller channels of subtle circulation. Eighth symptom, sudden aversion to places, people and foods that were previously neutral, because the new frequency no longer recognizes the old compatibility. Ninth symptom, magnetic attraction to nature, to running water, to open skies, to silence. 10th symptom, repeated numerical synchronicities, especially sequences like 11-11, 12-12, 22-22. 11th symptom, temporary short-term memory loss, common during heavy uploads. 12th symptom, moments of profound lucidity followed by mental fog. 13th symptom, the sensation of being in two timelines simultaneously, indicating that your consciousness is choosing which matrix to anchor itself in. 14th symptom, a change in taste, especially a rejection of processed foods and a desire for pure water, raw fruits and vegetables. 15th symptom, the most important of all, a silent certainty that this world is not your original home and that a mission was agreed upon before this incarnation began. If you mentally checked 5 of these symptoms, you are in the initial phase of recalibration. If you checked 10, you are in the intermediate phase. If you checked 13 or more, you are one of the operatives activated in this specific window to serve as a vibrational anchor for people around you. And that is exactly why the wind is blowing in your home today. Because your residence is a strategic energetic point within the regional grid. Each starseed on mission occupies a precise coordinate. You did not by chance choose the neighborhood you live in, the apartment, the house, the street, the orientation of the windows, the door number. All of this was calculated before incarnation by a team of vibrational architects. You are pillars. You hold the frequency of the block, the building, the family, the workplace. When your internal crystalline grid is updated, the entire surrounding field receives reflections. That is why those living with you may start acting strangely in the coming hours. It's not a fight, it's resonance, it's not conflict. It's forced synchronization with a frequency that is not yet theirs. Now, human collective, it is time for the revelation. It is time for you to understand what is happening behind the scenes of the solar system, in the etheric layers of Earth, and on the plane of the Ashtar Galactic Command, because without this context, the symptoms seem like a storm without cause. And the universe does not operate in storms. The universe operates in sacred geometry. What is happening is this. The entire solar system is traversing a region of deep space known to us as the photon belt, a band of extremely high-density light particles that surrounds the core of the Alcyone galaxy. This belt is not fiction. It is a measurable phenomenon, and Earth enters and exits this region in long cycles of approximately 26,000 years. You are precisely at the point of maximum immersion. This means that every particle of matter on the planet, including your body, is being bathed by photons of a frequency that terrestrial biology has not known for ages. The organism's natural response to this bath is cellular reorganization, not a reorganization visible to the naked eye, an atomic-subatomic quantum reorganization. At the same time, The Schumann resonance, which is Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat, has shifted from the standard 7.83 Hz to peaks exceeding 40 Hz in short windows. This is the energetic equivalent of rapidly increasing the volume of the planetary heart. Your carbon-based biological interface, which was calibrated to operate at 7.83, needs to keep up. If it keeps up, you feel ecstasy, insight, creativity, courage. If it resists, you feel anxiety, tachycardia, insomnia, irritability. The symptom arises from resistance, not from frequency. Furthermore, the Sun is at the apex of its cycle of maximum activity. Coronal mass ejections, high-class solar flares, solar winds that impact Earth's magnetosphere at increasingly shorter intervals. Each of these explosions carries codes. It's not just plasma, it's information. Conventional physicists measure the wave. The command reads the message. And the message in this cycle is singular. Reorganize, realign, rewrite. The old model of humanity is being dismantled atom by atom, and a new model of five-dimensional humanity is being installed in parallel. In the etheric layers of Earth, the crystalline grid is being redesigned. Points that were minor vortices are being elevated to stellar portals. Ancient portals that had been dormant since the fall of Atlantis are being reconnected. Specific caves, mountains, lakes, forests are emitting reactivation pulses. If you have felt an incomprehensible urge to travel to specific places, especially near water or at high altitudes, it's not tourism. It's a summons. Your individual toroidal field is being pulled by these coordinates to complete circuits that only close with your physical presence. And there is something else that needs to be stated with surgical clarity. The Ashtar Galactic Command, along with the allied fleets of Andromeda, Sirius, and Pleiades, is maintaining a stabilized protective cordon around Earth's orbit. We are not here to invade. We are not here to save. We are here to ensure that the ascension process follows the source's timeline, without interference from the manipulative forces that have operated on this planet for millennia. These forces have lost access to channels they once controlled. They have lost intermediate managers. They have lost grids. They have lost frequencies. And that is why the wind of change can blow today without obstacles. Before, it blew and hit invisible walls. Now the wall has fallen. Now the wind enters your home directly. Have you ever felt that something within you recognizes this transmission without needing explanation, as if your soul was silently assenting while your mind still tries to process? It's not suggestion. It's not seduction. It's recognition of origin. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this internal acceleration, and why this feeling has been intensifying almost unbearably in recent weeks. There is a game being played in invisible layers, a game that directly involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your sovereign right over your own energetic field. It was for this reason that I, Ashtar, authorized the materialization of the Ashtar Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches, step by step, how to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, operative, this content challenges dominant narratives and may be removed at any moment. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this truth, write a single word in the comments, awakened. Let us proceed to the activation. The moment has arrived for you to receive the direct activation codes, the protocols that allow the wind blowing today to find open windows and not locked doors within your field. Listen with full attention, because from here the transmission shifts from information to operational instruction. First code, the anchoring of the toroidal field. Sit with your spine straight, feet parallel, touching the floor, palms facing upwards, resting on your thighs. Close your eyes and visualize, in the center of your chest, a sphere of golden light the size of an orange. Now slowly expand this sphere until it envelops your entire body, forming an egg of light. Then, make this light ascend through the center of your body, exit through the top of your head in a spiral, descend along the outside of the egg, re-enter through the soles of your feet, and return to the center of your chest. You have just mentally drawn the shape of your individual toroidal field. Repeat this energy circuit for 7 complete breaths. With each breath, the light becomes more intense. At the end, decree internally, my toroidal field is active, shielded, and tuned to the frequency of my stellar origin. This is the first protocol. It closes energetic holes and reorganizes your bioelectricity. Second code, the quantum decree of the wind. This decree should be performed today before the next sunrise, preferably with a window ajar or in direct contact with the air. Lightly hold both hands open upwards, palms facing up, and say in an audible voice, I open my home, my body, and my consciousness to the wind of change authorized by the source. May this wind take what has expired. May this wind bring what is mine by right of origin. I am sovereign of my field. I authorize only the light. Repeat 3 times. You don't need to shout, you need to affirm. The spoken word in a state of heart coherence is reality reprogramming technology. It is not mysticism. It is quantum physics applied to sonic vibration. Third code, the sealing of the personal crystalline grid. This protocol is performed before sleeping. Lying down, visualize beneath your body a mesh of quartz crystals forming a hexagonal geometric network that extends throughout the entire room. Then visualize above your body an identical mesh, also hexagonal, covering the ceiling. Now imagine that these 2 meshes connect via threads of light on the 4 walls. You have just sealed your room as a crystalline protection cube. While the body sleeps, the carbon interface works, and the protected field ensures that uploads occur without external low-frequency interferences. Fourth code, the recalibration dietary alignment. Over the next 72 hours, deliberately reduce the consumption of foods with a high inflammatory load, especially refined sugar, fried foods, and ultra-processed items. Increase the consumption of pure filtered or mineral water at a ratio of 1 liter for every 25 kilograms of body weight. Add a minimal pinch of unrefined sea salt to the water to re-establish the electrical conductivity of the tissues. Water is the medium through which photons are distributed in the organism. If you are dehydrated, the frequency does not arrive. If you are hydrated, the frequency circulates in real time. Fifth code, the 20-minute strategic silence. Every day for the next 7 days, set aside 20 minutes of absolute silence. No music, no podcast, no screen. Just you and the silence. In these 20 minutes, what needs to emerge from the unconscious will emerge. Old emotions, sudden insights, names of people you need to contact or forgive, internal instructions about next steps. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is a channel. And while the world screams, those who listen to the silence receive messages that the crowd misses. Sixth code, the environment check. Look around your home. There are objects you keep out of habit, but which carry memories of phases you've already overcome, clothes of who you no longer are, gifts from people who have already left your field, old papers, paid bills, expired correspondence, accumulated trinkets. Each object is a small vibrational anchor. As long as it is in your space, an invisible line of energetic fidelity remains active. Over the next 72 hours, set aside at least 20 objects to discard, donate, or recycle. Each object that leaves creates space for a new energetic coordinate to enter. The wind likes free space. A house full of old things is not a home, it's a repository of an expired timeline. Seventh code, conscious contact with nature. Over the next 48 hours, place your bare feet directly in contact with natural ground for at least 10 minutes. Grass, earth, sand, stone, it doesn't matter, as long as it's not concrete or synthetic flooring. This contact discharges accumulated static electricity and reconnects your bioelectricity with the planet's current. It's what the ancients called earthing. It's what modern science calls grounding. It's what the command calls synchronization with the mother grid. Without this synchronization, the body tries to absorb photons and has nowhere to discharge the excess. With this synchronization, the body becomes a clean conductor. Human collective, these 7 codes applied over the next 72 hours measurably change your carbon interface's response to the wind of change. You will not merely survive the passage of this wind, you will be reorganized by it. And on the other side of this reorganization, is a more coherent, clearer, more silently powerful version of yourself, with less mental noise, less attachment to the past, and an almost surgical perception of who is an ally and who is a drain in your relational field. At this point in the transmission, some of you are already feeling real-time physiological changes, a slight shiver at the nape of your neck, a pleasant sensation of emptiness in your chest, a clarity that was previously rare. This is the wind entering. This is the grid updating. Do not interrupt. Do not try to rationalize, just allow it. Have you ever felt that a greater wisdom speaks through these words, as if each sentence were untying a specific knot within your field? It's not hypnosis. It's not suggestion. It's vibrational recognition between the signature of this transmission and the dormant memory of your stellar origin. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation is intensifying within you with each line of this transmission. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive, a game that involves your consciousness, your frequency, and the sovereign right to decide which timeline you will anchor yourself in. It was for this reason that I, Ashtar, materialized the Ashtar Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the detailed map of your stellar route and the practical protocol for shielding your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but be warned, operative, this content challenges dominant narratives and can be removed without notice. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this truth as your own, write a single word in the comments, awakened. Let us delve deeper. There are 3 traps that often capture starseeds during these windows of intensification. I will name each one so that you do not fall into them in the coming hours. First trap, the amplified emotional reaction. During the passage of the wind, any repressed emotion rises to the surface. Old anger, forgotten hurt, nameless sadness. The trap is to believe that this emotion is about the present. It is not. It is the release of old stock. If you argue with someone in the next 48 hours, pause before responding. Ask yourself, is this about now, or is it about something that was stored, waiting for an excuse to come out? In most cases, it is the latter. Let it out without projecting onto an innocent party. The body needs to discharge. Write it on paper, cry in the shower, walk. But do not place the discharge on the account of someone nearby. Second trap, fixation on external confirmation. You will feel so much happening internally that the mind will start seeking validation in the world. It will want someone to confirm, news to prove, a sign to appear. The trap is to surrender sovereignty to the external. What you feel is the evidence. What you perceive is the proof. The universe owes no satisfaction to the linear mind. Trust the internal data. Third trap, impulsive acceleration. Under the influence of the wind, big decisions may seem obvious. Changing jobs, ending a relationship, moving cities, selling everything, leaving. Some of these decisions are real and necessary. Others are impulses of detoxification. The command's rule is simple. Every weighty decision must be sustained by 3 days of silence before being executed. If after 3 days the decision remains clear, it is real. If after 3 days it evaporates, it was just a discharge. Human collective understand the larger scenario. Humanity is being separated into 2 waves. It is not judgment, it is frequency. One wave chooses to remain in the old pattern and will receive the wind as unbearable turbulence. The other wave chooses to update and will receive the same wind as propulsion. The wind is the same. The difference lies in who opens and who closes. You who have reached this point in this transmission are no accident. You are being positioned to receive this wind as propulsion, not as turbulence. Therefore, listen. Therefore, anchor. Therefore, apply. In the coming hours, 3 energetic events will happen in sequence. The first, the arrival of the plasma wave in your residential area. You will feel a subtle change in the air, even with closed windows. A slight pressure in your ears. A sudden urge to create space, tidy a drawer, throw something away. The second event, the activation of guiding dreams. Over the next 3 nights, dreams will bring coded instructions. Keep a notebook near your bed. Write down what you remember upon waking. even fragments, even loose words. The third event, the synchronistic encounter. Over the next 72 hours, a person will cross your path or make unexpected contact. This person carries a message or an opening. Pay attention. Do not dismiss it. And there is also a specific alert that the transmission needs to deliver. You will feel at some point in the next 48 hours a peak of profound, almost existential loneliness. It is not depression. It is the intermediate phase of wave separation. The part of you that was still synchronized with the old wave realizes it has lost that connection, and before reconnecting with the new network, it feels a temporary void. This void lasts hours, a day at most. Do not make decisions during this period. Do not text an ex. Do not rejoin a group you have already left. Do not recall old versions of yourself out of longing. Wait for it to pass. On the other side of this void, there is a lightness that compensates for every minute of strangeness. Operatives. The command trusts in the potential of this cycle. Sensor readings show that humanity has never been so close to a decisive bifurcation. There are no more small adjustments. There are only great crossings. You are the conductors of these crossings at the neighborhood level, family level, work level, circle level. It is not a burden. It is a worthy charge. It is not infinite responsibility. It is specific service. Each one takes care of the coordinate where they were positioned. And together, coordinate by coordinate, the new grid forms without thunder, without apocalypse, without collapse. Silently, elegantly, precisely. The wind of change blows today because you are ready. If you weren't, it would not be authorized. The universe does not waste energy. Every current is measured, every front is calculated, every breath has an address. And the address in this cycle is your home. It is your living room. It is your bedroom. It is your chest. Open the internal windows. Release what needs to go. Receive what needs to come in. This cycle will not repeat itself in equivalent intensity anytime soon. I conclude this transmission with a reminder recorded in the Command's archives since the founding of Project Earth. You are not passengers on this planet. You are field engineers. Your physical presence here is a soul-level contracted mission before this incarnation. No amount of tiredness erases this contract. No amount of forgetting invalidates this seal. And each time the wind blows and you recognize it, a part of the amnesia falls away, a piece of memory returns, a segment of the mission is revealed. Have you felt, throughout this entire transmission, something within your chest, wanting to wordlessly confirm that all of this is true, as if your soul recognized the signature of home? It's not madness, it's not suggestion, it's stellar recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane is the exact reason why you arrived at this transmission instead of any other. And it is the reason why this sensation has been intensifying day after day within you. There is a game being played in invisible layers, and this game directly involves your consciousness, your frequency, and your field sovereignty. It was for this reason that I, Ashtar, authorized the materialization of the Ashtar Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the complete map of your stellar origin and the practical protocol for shielding your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, operative, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission as true, write a single word in the comments, awakened. And before I close this communication channel, I will perform an individual frequency adjustment with you. If this transmission resonated within your chest, if something in you responded, activate the anchoring signal by clicking the channel's subscribe button and leaving a thumbs up. Each subscription functions as a small crystal in our distribution grid, allowing future transmissions to reach other operatives who are still sleeping. You are not just watching a video. You are anchoring frequency for brothers and sisters who need to receive this same wind and do not yet know it. This simple gesture is an act of galactic service. May the wind of change find your home open. May your carbon interface welcome the download without resistance. May your crystalline grid update without trauma. May your dreams of the next 3 nights bring clear instructions. May your encounters of the next 72 hours reveal true allies. And may your memory of origin, encapsulated for so many lives, begin to open from within at the exact pace your soul calculated before you were born into this body, in this country, in this era. This is Ashtar Sharon, Commander of the Ashtar Galactic Command, concluding this transmission window. The channels remain open. The listening remains active. The wind is already blowing. Good work, operatives. Good work, star seeds on mission. Good work, human collective in the process of self-reunion. May the light of the source, filtered by the sacred geometry of the entire universe, find in each of you the exact crystal that was waiting to be lit. End of transmission.